I am here in Perfumology. It's been a bucket list to come here. What is Perfumology? Perfumology is a niche indie store, and you can honestly say niche because there are some fragrances that in the entire United States, Perfumology is the only place you can get it. Near Guy is the owner, and I gotta say, he's really human, very humble, extremely knowledgeable, and has worked with some of the best perfumers in the world and some of the best niche and indie houses, period, point blank. And so I'm super excited to come in. Why don't you guys come with me to Perfumology? Perfumology, Perfumology. As a matter of fact, I got to tell you guys, this is our 4th-year anniversary since I've been purchasing with Perfumology. My first purchase was November of 2020. We're in November 2024. See you in a few. Come in with me. Oop. Hey. Hello. Hey, my lovely fragrance blenders. Welcome to Perfumology. I'm going to be chatting a little bit with Near Guy. Come on. Hey, Near.
How you doing?
Doing awesome.
Great.
Doing awesome.
Hi, everybody.
Near Guy. He's the owner of Perfumology. He loves fragrances. You can tell. Anytime you talk to him, eyes light up. And that is what we need. That is what we need. I got to say thanks to Near because I don't think I'd have the niche knowledge I'd have if it wasn't for him. And I can say that from the heart.
Well, I really appreciate that. You know, love brings in more love. Good
Yes.
brings in more good. And I really do love what I get to do here with our team. So thank you very much for making it more enjoyable and more fun.
Thank you.
But yeah, we definitely have a good time here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we're just going to shoot around, show some of the fragrances that are here. I do want to show off your house. So here you have Bliss, Grange, Clutch, Sudute, and Lima.
And we're missing Boutique, which
And
is why I
Boutique.
started looking around.
Boutique is the latest release.
Boutique is the latest release, with one about to be released at the end of this month.
Yes.
But Boutique smells like what we smell like after work.
Which is wonderful.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Every time I go somewhere, they always do like this.
Yes.
And so we were inspired by what we smell like. And it's pretty unique. It also depends season to season.
Right.
So we did that over a couple seasons, and it smells very fresh, very bright, sweet top with red grapefruit and red apple,
Right.
iris, vanilla, and cedarwood. And I'm oversimplifying. There's so much
more in there.
Yeah.
I dig it. Now, my favorite, Clutch originally was my only one that I went super duper uber crazy for, and I says I need this in my life, and I've repurchased it many times, given it to people many times because I just feel like it's that important. And then when you came out with Sudute, I was like, there's no way Sudute can either take the place or match. I was wrong. Sudute became my favorite, and I tell people it's Clutch and Sudute. Now, one of the people that came visiting is an absolute love with Bliss. Bliss has its own beautiful story. So each one of these do have their own beautiful story. Sudute is a white tea floral, right? Sri Lankan.
Yes. So my mom was in Sri Lanka, calls me up in the middle of the night because it's a 12-hour difference.
Yes.
And says these experiences need to be bottled up into a perfume, which is a unique spice, woody blend, sandalwood, coconut wood base with a whole bunch of spices, but the white tea was actually the most important part.
Yes.
It's the most delicate tea in the world. It is hand-picked.
Yes.
It is super duper light. So for essentially 2 years, Justin Federico is the perfumer, and I essentially for 2 years was like, how are we gonna do this? And he's like, I got you, but I have to think about it. And piece by piece, we worked out how to blend these elaborate spices that grow on the island with this much more open and fresh, like hard to notice with your nose, but it is big part of the heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the one thing I fell in love with was the phantom note.
Yeah.
It has the phantom note of leather.
There's like a little saffron and a little bit of leather, and that kind of the way that the spices come together.
Yes.
It comes off a little more spiced that way, and a little more leathery. And that came about way more once it's sat. And same thing with Clutch. There were a couple things there. Grange has a fizziness to it as well.
Grange definitely does have.
And each perfume has something about it where it's more than what we expected in a good way.
Yes.
And that's something, again, we just a second ago talked about the fun of how things lay on the skin differently. And our brand is no different. It's special in the sense that it is unique in those things.
Right. Thank you so much. So if you are going to try anything out, I would say check out their own line, Perfumology. They have an Accords. I've never stopped talking about their Accords or their line simply because it is that wonderful. Sudute, people who purchased it, thank me.
I bet.
Yes.
I bet. I know. I know what we made.
Yes.
Right? So I know what we made. Our perfumes, by the way, after speaking with a couple of other people, it's really, really good.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that.
And you're not tooting your own horn. Don't worry, I'll toot it for you.
This is growing up reading Rainbow, watching Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
LeVar Burton was right. Don't take my word for it.
Yes.
So it's definitely coming from the people who wear our perfumes, like yourself, and your excitement.
Yes.
It's not because of our relationship and knowing each other for a few years now.
Yes.
It's because hundreds of people come back and they're like, this is an amazing perfume.
Yes.
And it's priced in a way that other brands can't compete in that in that quality.
Right.
Right. I'm aware.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that I get to share it, and it's pretty exciting.
Thank you. And did you know this is our 4-year anniversary this month?
I thought it was. I didn't realize it was 4 years. I remember the first conversation. I was on a drive. I remember the whole conversation. It was like an hour. And we were talking about 14-Hour Dream.
Yes.
But that was the first thing you picked up, right?
Yeah.
That
just about truly. So what happened with that was I had ordered OK Fine Fragrances, OBO, and the other one, SBO, I think it is.
Yeah.
And in the bag, you sent me different samples. And one of the samples was 14-Hour Dream. And I was like, what is this? I need this in my life. Yeah. And that was my introduction to Just Box.
Yeah, so that's actually, in the beginning, at that stage, that was my favorite. I got more into it since then.
Yes.
Black Powder became my favorite immediately after that. Just I loved the way that wore.
Yes.
You know, we were talking, and it was a little more on the patchouli side in my taste. The Black Powder it has a interesting pimento pepper at the top. And I say it's a bit abrasive.
It's a little spicier.
Right, it's a little spicier, but then it cools off into a tobacco, vanilla cools off is the wrong word, but it goes into this tobacco tonka leather. And so that became my favorite. And then Carioca Heart. So they come out here.
I have to try Carioca Heart, my sister.
Your sister should check it out.
Yes.
I don't mean to talk over you.
Yes.
They brought it, and they were like, here's Carioca Heart. And then every chance I had for the next year was, can I have Carioca Heart? Can I have Carioca Heart? Can I have Carioca Heart? I need this. I want it for me.
Wow.
And then we sold a crazy number because it's amazing.
It is.
It's really special. It's another really unique quality mango top, floral, vanilla. Like it's excellent. But that's kind of my thing. I'm looking for things that stand out.
Yes.
And every brand in here stands out in its own way.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that is 100% the fact. Every single brand here stands out. The House of Nikolai, you have Sergioff, the City Rhythm, Nazomato, Crazy Nose. It's awesome. Navitas, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you really do.
Each serves a purpose.
Yes.
Right? And so I tell people all the time when it comes to artful perfume, we have 3 primary colors.
Yeah.
Okay? When you think of art.
Right. Blue, red, and
yellow and red, right? And then how much art, how many paintings has been produced out of 3 colors?
Yes.
Okay, the same is true with smell, but we have many more aroma chemicals.
Yes.
And then not just that, each person, it wears and lays differently on the skin.
Skin chemistry.
Right? So it's just fascinating to me, this mix of art, chemistry, culture, and so, you know, culture plays a huge part. What smells clean to different people throughout the world. So no matter what, if you want to make a high quality perfume, you're crossing a border, you're building bridges, you are doing more than just a little.
Yes.
Right? So the quality of the products here they're different and they really stand out.
That's fascinating. That helps me think. So it's not just, if you're building a quality product, it's not just about purchasing.
Yeah.
It's about developing that relationship talking, finding out, explaining what your view is, and making sure that the person you're going to purchase from can produce that vision.
Yes. Well, yeah, and kind of accepting that the production of each kind of thought that you have, you know, I have a million different fragrance thoughts all the time. So how you go from thought to working with the right person, with the right aroma chemicals, with the right sources to produce that thing that's in your head right now.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a challenge, and kind of accepting that it's going to be, you know, once you receive it, how do you adjust so that it becomes more like the thing in your mind?
Yes.
Or in my case, I roll with it. So it's not always just like, I'm not strictly what's in my mind.
Right.
Okay, this is how it came out. You know, I love this. To make our next perfume, let's tone down the bitter almond. There's too much almond. It's not right.
Right.
You know, so it's each thing has to be done in a different way. And so every director has a different perspective. Right. Every perfumer has a different perspective, a different palette.
Yes.
So it's fascinating just to experience that on the other side of the veil.
Right. Yeah. Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love working with perfumers. They're really interesting people. Yeah. Some more outspoken than others. That's fun too.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So it's all really exciting. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Nir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You're absolutely amazing. I love you from the heart of my heart's heart.
I love you from the heart too. And it's because I get to work with amazing people like you.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you. Your support is everything. And it gives me a lot of joy.
Thank you. So this is the first video back, and it couldn't have been better than I
Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, see you.
See ya.
Thank you. Puedo pagarlo? Oh my goodness.